Hey everyone, we're back. Got another comparison today. We got the StingRay Classic here in the passenger seat against the John Myung 6-string bongo, the one we've been working with. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see next. So we're just going to do a little in the family A and B. So let's start with the first position, a P bass. And then probably the more pertinent one. So we're going to focus kind of on 5 and 4 today. That's the fifth position. Let's one. So definitely what I compare those two positions to is a StingRay, so a classic sound, favorable tone, hear it on a lot of different records. But you know, my main bass is this StingRay. It's Lake Placid Blue. This is actually a classic with a 2-band EQ, so that's 2 more bands of EQ than the John Myung. But again, 1 pickup. Unlike the regular StingRay, there's no control, so this you're just getting the 1 full pickup at full bore all the time. So with this bass, me and my friends say this is all you really need in terms of a bass, bare bones, 1 pickup, you know, volume, and for an active EQ, just 2 tone controls, but you get that classic Music Man sound. In terms of feel, you know, going right between the two, the string spacing obviously is very noticeable. You got a lot more space on the StingRay to do your slaps and pops and everything. But just in terms of feel, this one has the vintage style frets, are a little bit smaller. So it's kind of drastic, definitely not nearly as smooth. I have the action on this one a little bit higher. I mean, I haven't set it up in, you know, a few months now, so it's a little bit higher, but you know, it's easier for your pops, which I do a lot more with this guy than John Myung. But you know, even with the 2-band tone controls, you know, I can cut out the treble, and I feel like I'm getting a percentage of the way there. I mean, definitely not as easy to dial in, and if you want the same kind of tones, you're going to have to, you know, really do it in the fingers, because, you know, the John Myung will just do it, and it's kind of like, you know, there's suddenly a P bass in my hands, and to make this sound like anything other than a StingRay, you're going to have to do it with fingers. So let's go back to the John Myung. Got a little bit of your slap and pop there, so let's put this guy in, go right there. Stick it at 4, kind of our closest sound alike. It is, though, like night and day switching between them in terms of feel. Like the Myung has its own unique feel with the narrow string spacing, and you just feel like everything's right there. Like even with 6 strings, you know, my first 6 string, many 6 strings I played have been overwhelming because of that thick, you know, the thick wide neck. But this guy is just so unique, and just being between the, you know, a regular StingRay and this, you really notice it, like it stands out to you. Like, mine's not set up super low, and I'm sure with a little bit of tweaking I could get it down. But this is just, it comes from the factory setup, and it's just right on the fretboard. Probably makes your clicks and pops a lot more difficult, but it's just super smooth, and going in between the strings is just, you feel like you could do things you never could before just because of that string spacing. So, definitely in terms of comparison, they might be in the same family, but they feel completely worlds away in terms of basses. This being, way more rangy and different tones, and the 5-way selector does your job morphing it, whereas the 2-band EQ, like, you can make the StingRay sound like something else, but you got to do it with fingers. And this guy, you just kind of flip a switch. Really unique instrument. I really like it. Definitely compared to a StingRay, I feel like it's a completely different range that I got just right at my fingertips. I don't have to really play with it too much. In comparison to a 2-band EQ, I feel like the John Myung, I'd rather have this 5-way switch and just if I don't have the complete tone controls, a 2-band EQ is not really that much. And with this 5-way switch, you're definitely getting a lot more possibilities right there, right, just move a finger. I mean, you still can make it sound like a P bass with your fingers, but it's a lot easier. Third position. And then the Music Man, 5th position. I felt like I got 3 different basses right there. So let's pull up the StingRay again for a little direct comparison with pick playing. Full EQ. Again, single pickup, single position. Definitely, the real StingRay. You can hear the difference, I think, in terms of punch. Like, this guy's got that classic punch, like on all those classic records with P basses. You hear it right away. It definitely sounds a little bit more imposterish coming from the Myung. But then again, when I'm trying to sound like a P bass, where I just turn the treble, again, I only have treble and bass control, so I turn the treble down, turn the bass down a bit, back off the volume. Any kind of pick playing with the with the StingRay just sounds directly like a StingRay. There's really no hiding it once you decide to play with the pick. And they both have maple fretboards. The baked maple on the Myung on the top 2 strings. This one's just a glossy finish maple with a lot of bird's eye. I like the maple all the way through, or rosewood all the way through. I think that's the one failing I'd say on the John Myung, is why have 2. Rather have it all be rosewood. I mean, I can understand theoretically there'll be a little bit of a difference, but uniform fretboard material is key. Also, another big difference between these 2 basses is this one has a glossy finish on the neck. Wonderful bird's eye on these classics, but it has a glossy finish, and people say that it has a lot of stick. I never felt like that. I don't put too much of this part of my hand when I'm sliding around. It's usually off, so I don't feel it as much. But definitely a lot less smooth than the Myung. Again, switch back. The Myung has a gunstock oil kind of feel. It's most on a lot of Music Man's guitars, and most of the regular basses just have a regular gunstock oil smooth finish. Again, it's a baked maple neck with a split rosewood and baked maple fretboard. Again, just buttery smooth when you switch between the two. In terms of the Stingray makes a statement, but this bass, the Myung bass, would just show up to any gig and be whatever bass you wanted it to be. Even without the EQ controls. Like our last video comparing it to the Warwick, it kind of fell short. But again, that bass is another ridiculous monster. But this bass definitely outpaced that one on range because of the extra string. Even though that one had 26 frets, this one has just a little bit more with that 6th string. And what it lacks in the Stingray's character, it more than makes up for in functionality. And easy to predict tones from our 5-way switch is just a quick grab away. I would say it leaves the Stingray in the dust. It does a pretty good job imitating it at the end of the day. So, in comparison to the two, the Stingray, is the icon, but this one is definitely the performer of the two. So I would definitely take this over that. And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Share it around. Maybe people are interested in ordering one of these, or maybe there's some coming on the second market sometime soon. And let me know what you want to see next. Okay, thanks everybody.